Preacher, I hear tell that you are teaching on male and female personhood, and I'm sure you believe that unrepentant, habitual liars go to hell, as it is the opposite of God's nature, which is truth. How so? They paint a false picture via misleading information. But if you overemphasize some truth while completely omitting other truth on the same subject, you likewise paint a false picture via misleading information. It is deception just the same. Continuing that is being a dishonest person. For example, repeatedly mentioning the evil of sex trafficking, which victims are almost exclusively female, or male-on-female rape, while ignoring other current evils whose victims are mostly male. Drug addiction, homelessness, murder, slave labor, as men are stronger for that, war, etc. Another example is mentioning historical abuse of women while ignoring the fact that men were abused dramatically more. If men did not make a living, they would starve, while women only starved if all men starved. Men took care of women. Again, the slave labor, horrors of war, and murder. The fact that so many men worked 16-hour days, 6 days a week in dirty, dangerous jobs, then no social security after retirement. Then torture. All torture methods were mostly used against men. And crucifixion was almost exclusively used on men. Yet men created all modern civilizations, not women. Women just benefited from it. Women have always had it very easy compared to men. Denying it is being a liar or nincompoop. The Bible presents the gender dichotomy of men having 3 times the rights, which was fair since they had 3 times the responsibility. But since women tend to be complainers and very vocal compared to men, they concocted feminism. First wave, then second wave, third wave, fourth, and now the offshoot of feminism, the destruction of gender altogether, masquerading as LGBTQXYZ+++, whatever. And males still have it worse. Boys being bullied, boys and men having no friends, missing fingers from dangerous jobs, lonely men who can never find a mate, other men stuck with a nasty woman, others who get robbed blind from alimony and child support, men's suicide rates are quadruple that of women's, etc. You're happy with your life? Goody for you. Now honor men living otherwise or perpetuate the problems. Yours is not the original Christian position of complete patriarchy. In fact, I cannot recall one single contemporary religious leader who addressed gender issues in even-handed fashion. They either castigate men to love their wives while ignoring texts admonishing women to obey their husbands, preached against men using women for sex, or refusing to preach against women using men for money, which happens constantly, or whatever. But even if all of them are now that way, it wouldn't make it right. God is under no obligation to save any religious leader, none. He condemned them all to hell to scream in pain if he chooses, including you. So teach the exact truth on this issue. Even if all women then throw a tantrum and walk away for good, let them. Maybe the seats will then fill up with men and more will attend in the long run. Forget not my admonition and change.